The one move that beats walking after 60. If you're over 60 and you've always believed walking is the single best thing you can do for your body, I want you to pause right here for a moment. What you're about to hear could change the way you think about your strength, your energy, and even how many independent years you have ahead of you. For decades, we've been told walking is the safest, easiest way to stay active as we get older. And walking is still good for you, that hasn't changed. But newer research, along with real results from real people, points to something surprising. There is one simple movement that does more for people over 60 than walking alone ever could. And most seniors have never been taught to do it. This one movement can rebuild lost muscle, protect your joints, sharpen your balance, strengthen your heart, support your brain, and meaningfully lower your risk of falls and loss of independence. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need equipment. You don't even need to already be in shape to begin. You just need a few minutes a day and the right technique, which I'm going to walk you through right now. Welcome, friend. If this is your first time here, this channel is your home base for simple, honest, science-backed guidance on staying strong, energetic, and independent after 50. And if you're back again, thank you, truly. Stick with me through this one, because I'm not only going to reveal the movement that outperforms walking, I'll show you exactly how to do it safely, how often, and how to fit it into your day, even if you're dealing with knee pain, back stiffness, or low energy. Let me ask you something honestly. Do you ever notice that no matter how much you walk, your legs still feel weak, your balance still feels a little shaky, your stamina isn't what it once was? You are far from alone. Millions of people walk daily and still deal with muscle loss, poor posture, joint aches, and fatigue. Here's why. Walking is a forward repetitive motion that leans on the same narrow set of muscles again and again. It does very little to stop the age-related muscle loss known as sarcopenia. After 60, muscle disappears faster than most of us rebuild it, unless we actively challenge the body. And muscle isn't just about appearance. Muscle is what protects your joints, helps regulate blood sugar, supports your bones, and lets you move, react, and live on your own terms. Here's something rarely talked about. The strongest predictor of whether you'll be living independently in your 70s, 80s, and beyond isn't your weight, your cholesterol, or even your daily step count. It's how strong your legs are, how steady your balance is, and how easily you can go from sitting to standing. That brings us to the one exercise that outperforms walking for people over 60. The humble chair squat, yes. Standing up and sitting back down from a chair, done with the right form, is one of the most powerful things a person over 60 can do for their body. It looks unremarkable, but it activates the largest muscle groups you have: thighs, hips, glutes, core, and lower back. These are exactly the muscles behind walking, climbing stairs, getting out of bed, carrying groceries, and staying upright when you stumble. Some longevity-focused physicians point out that unlike walking, which your body adapts to and stops finding challenging, the chair squat keeps demanding more from your muscles in a safe, controlled way, building real strength rather than simply maintaining movement. Think about it this way. Every time you rise from a chair, you're lifting almost your full body weight against gravity. That's genuine strength training. Walking, by comparison, only ever supports a fraction of your body weight, since one foot stays planted at all times. That's why someone can walk every single day and still struggle to get up from a low chair. It isn't laziness. It's simply that walking doesn't train the body the way daily life actually demands. If part of you is thinking, "I'm too old for this," or "my knees won't handle it," take a breath. The chair squat is considered one of the safer exercises available when done correctly. Physical therapists use it worldwide as a foundational movement for rehab, fall prevention, and long-term mobility. You control the depth, you control the speed, and the chair is always there behind you for support. It meets your body exactly where it is today. Sit toward the edge of a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, roughly shoulder width apart. Keep your chest lifted, shoulders relaxed, eyes forward. Lean forward slightly from the hips. Press through your heels and rise slowly. no rushing. At the top, stand tall without locking your knees. Then bend your hips and knees and lower yourself back down under control until you lightly touch the chair again. That's one repetition if you need extra support at first. Rest your hands lightly on the armrests. As you build strength, try crossing your arms over your chest instead. Research on this movement is striking. People who can complete more sit-to-stand repetitions in 30 seconds tend to live longer, fall less often, and hold on to their independence longer than those who struggle with it. In many ways, this simple test reflects your body's true biological age more clearly than a lot of medical measurements do. The benefits reach far past your muscles. Done regularly, this movement makes your heart work harder, improves circulation, boosts oxygen delivery, and sharpens your metabolism, meaning better endurance and energy than walking alone tends to produce. You're not just building stronger legs, you're strengthening your whole system. There's something else happening at the cellular level too. When you challenge your muscles, your body releases signaling molecules that travel through your bloodstream, helping to calm inflammation, improve how your body handles insulin, support brain function, and guard against certain chronic conditions. Walking triggers some of this response, but resistance-style movement, like the chair squat, triggers it far more strongly. Falls are one of the biggest threats to independence after 60. A single fall can change everything. Chair squats train your balance, coordination, and your body's ability to stabilize itself in real-world conditions. Every slow, controlled rise and descent teaches your nervous system how to keep you steady. Exactly the skill that helps you avoid dangerous falls. Start wherever feels safe and manageable. That might be 5 repetitions for some people, 10 or 15 for others. The goal is to feel your muscles working without pain in your joints. Aim for once a day, or at minimum 3 to 4 times a week. As you get stronger, add repetitions or slow the movement down to increase the challenge. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s who could barely rise from a chair without pushing off with both hands. Within just a few weeks of practicing this movement consistently, they were standing smoothly, walking with more confidence, and feeling stronger than they had in years. This isn't about becoming an athlete. It's about protecting your freedom. Walking still absolutely has its place. It's wonderful for mood, circulation, and gentle cardiovascular health. But if walking is the only thing you're doing, you're missing the piece of the puzzle that matters most as we age: strength. Without strength, movement gets harder, balance weakens, independence quietly fades. That's exactly why this one simple movement matters so much for people over 60. If you have severe joint pain, a recent surgery, or a serious medical condition, talk with your doctor or physical therapist before starting anything new. Your safety comes first, always. Mild muscle fatigue is a normal part of exercise. Pain is not. If something hurts sharply, stop after 60. The body changes in specific, well-understood ways. Hormone levels shift gradually. Nerve signals slow slightly. Muscle fibers begin to shrink when they're not challenged. None of this means your body has failed you. It's simply biology. But here's the part rarely mentioned. Your body still responds to strength training at 60, 70, and even 80, just as it did when you were younger. The response may come a little slower, but it comes. Every time you lower yourself down and press back up, you're sending your muscles and nervous system a clear signal. We still need strength. We still need coordination. We still need power. And your body answers by rebuilding muscle fibers, strengthening the nerve-to-muscle connection, and improving how your joints move together. Walking simply doesn't send that same signal with the same intensity. Picture waking up and standing from bed without feeling stiff. Picture rising from a chair without pushing off with your hands. Picture climbing stairs without holding your breath. These aren't fantasies. They're the direct, practical result of building a bit more strength in your legs, hips, and core. Let's talk about something rarely said out loud: the fear of falling. Many people over 60 quietly shrink their world because they're afraid of slipping, afraid of losing balance, afraid of not being able to get back up. And when fear takes hold, movement decreases. When movement decreases, weakness grows. And when weakness grows, the risk of falling actually increases. It's a cycle that feeds itself. Chair squats interrupt that cycle in about the safest setting imaginable. You're practicing the exact skill your body needs to recover from a low position in a controlled, supported way. With every rep, confidence grows right alongside strength. There's also a joint-friendly reason this movement works so well. Lowering yourself slowly means your muscles absorb most of the load, rather than your knees or hips taking a hard hit. That's very different from high-impact activities involving jumping or sudden twisting. You're building strength without shock, exactly what aging joints need. If your knees are sensitive, don't lower as deep. Only move through the range that feels comfortable. If your back is stiff, keep your chest lifted and your movements slow. If you've been inactive for a while, start with just 3 or 4 reps. The power isn't in doing a lot. The power is in doing it consistently. 5 minutes almost every day will always beat one intense session done occasionally. Muscles respond best to frequent, gentle reminders that they're still needed. As you stand up, breathe out through your mouth. As you lower back down, breathe in through your nose. This pattern helps stabilize your core, support your spine, and keep blood pressure steadier throughout the movement. Try attaching this habit to something you already do daily. Right before breakfast, while the kettle boils during a commercial break. When exercise becomes part of your existing routine, instead of a separate task to remember, it becomes effortless. And effortless things tend to stick. There's a quieter emotional layer to this too. As we age, many people notice their world slowly shrinking. Certain activities feel too hard, certain places feel too far, and life gradually gets smaller without anyone quite deciding that. Strength reverses that shrinking. When your body feels capable again, your mind opens back up. You feel more willing to go out, to see people, to try new things. Physical strength feeds emotional strength. That connection is real. Once your body feels ready, you don't need weights or machines to progress. Simply slow down the lowering phase. Instead of sitting normally, lower yourself over a slow 3 count. Then stand back up. That slower descent creates a strong stimulus for muscle and joint control while staying very safe. Another gentle progression. Pause for a full second just above the chair before sitting down. That small pause forces your muscles to work harder to control your body. Small adjustments like these add up to real change over time. Walking is still wonderful for your heart, circulation, mood, and mental clarity, but it should support your strength work, not replace it. Think of walking as nourishment for your heart, and chair squats as nourishment for your muscles and bones. Together, they form a complete approach to aging well. If you're already walking daily, fantastic. Simply add this incessant movement before or after your walk, and within a few weeks, you'll likely notice more stability, more power in your stride, less fatigue when standing, and more overall confidence in your body. You are not broken. You are not fragile. You are not too old. Your body is adaptive. It wants to heal. It wants to grow stronger, but it can only respond to the signals you give it. This simple daily movement tells your body clearly that strength is still required. If you've tried exercise before and it didn't stick, if pain got in the way or life got busy or motivation faded, none of that matters now. What matters is the next step, and it doesn't need to be big. It can be as simple as standing up from a chair 5 times today with care and intention. Progress doesn't come from dramatic gestures. It comes from small, quiet decisions repeated daily. As you keep practicing, you may notice small changes before big ones. Feeling steadier on your feet, reaching for furniture less, feeling a little less tired by day's end. Notice those wins. They're the foundation everything else is built on. Walking will always have a place in a healthy routine, but if strength is missing, something essential is missing too. Today can be the day that changes. 5 reps, 1 chair, and a little consistency at a time.